What is the Jeremy adventure for today? Since yesterday's went so swimmingly for me.
How's your foot?
Very, very sore. But we'll keep going.
Okay. I don't actually think this is a Jeremy adventure today. I think this is going to be a Claire adventure because it's stuff from your friends that's the basis of today.
Okay, so my friends told us to go along the edge of the riverbank on a trail.
Great.
And then you brought home these beautiful maps, which are very nice.
Yep.
And then you're like, but 9 kilometers away in the bushes, there's these 2 sinkholes. There's verses going like here, and then you've taken Claire's adventure to here.
Right. So you gave me something and I needed some more info. So let's have a look at what your friend sent and how we're going to actually make that into a plan. So somewhere along this west side is a trail, and somewhere along here, someplace you can climb down and maybe see a sinkhole.
Yes.
So here's what I was doing and why I printed these maps off is I wanted to see if there was something that looked like an obvious sinkhole. So a sinkhole being a depression in the ground caused by underwater erosion. The only things that remotely look something like that
are far away.
There might be something down here, and they could just be ponds too.
Yeah.
So, like, think of the landscape like a sponge, a kitchen sponge, right? Rain falls on the sponge, soaks in, and sometimes, like, general groundwater and ocean levels are higher on the planet, sometimes they're lower, and so you have a higher or lower water table, so more of the sponge is saturated or not. When less stuff is saturated, the ceilings of those spaces become really fragile because the water holds up these spaces, right? The water carves these gaps and spaces in the sponge. But when it's dry, sometimes the ceiling collapses, and that's a sinkhole.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's entirely possible that many sinkholes are connected because it's all interconnected. Groundwater wants to move from high levels of elevation to lower levels of elevation, even underground. And so as it does, it's carving away the more soluble sandstone or limestone and leaving passages that I swim through.
Nice.
So how much farther do you think?
I think it's just around this bend.
Okay. Keep hobbling.
So you think this is the spot she's talking about? That's the problem with asking people if they know where sinkholes are. You really have to know what a sinkhole is.
So how much farther do you think it is?
Just around that bend.
Unless you have a floaty that we can toss in and float me down there, I don't think I'm going to be walking any further.
Come on, just that bend?
Yeah, just that bend. Never want to hear that again. Home it is.
We're about 2.6 kilometers away from the point where the sinkholes are. And it's telling me low battery. What do we see? So we went down a trail. We found a rope.
It was beautiful down there, the little waterfall, the little fishing hole, the kind of geology down there, little caves.
Yeah.
No sinkholes, but I don't know if there's any intel that Jill could kind of look at from the geology that was down there as to if there's any similarities in sinkholes, if that plays a factor with, subterranean caves collapsing, making the sinkhole. I don't know.
I mean, just looking at them, I did find it really neat that you could see the start of a cave in a couple of different places. Mm-hmm. And where you saw small streams of water flowing out was where they occurred. So I mean, that would indicate there is underwater erosion and underwater flow. Mm-hmm. Not a massive river, but some potential there. Put the drone up to see what we thought those sinkholes were.
Yeah, what happened with that?
It got close. It got out about 2.7 kilometers, and then it had a low battery warning halfway there.
It's probably what would have happened to me if we tried to walk. Low battery, low battery, low battery. Return home.
Turn around.
Like a robot.
How is your ankle doing?
It's pretty sore.
It's looking a little purple outside the edge there.
Yeah.
Sure it's not broken?
We'll find out.
Thanks.
I'm sure it's fine. 3 days it'll be purple. But I really
Oh my goodness, that's huge.
That's it.
And it is got a huge bruise in the bottom.
Yeah.
If you're looking for wild sinkholes, you can go to Sambaa Day. If you're looking for wild sinkholes, you can go Sambaa Day. We was Sambaa Day.